And welcome back once again to the MANvFAT Wales YouTube channel. Back on the In Conversation couch for an In Conversation with Jeremy Jones.
Hi buddy.
Jezza! Do people call you Jezza outside of MANvFAT?
Yeah, Jezza, Jez.
Because I guess it's the what?
20, because I'm a twin.
Are you?
Yeah.
So your twin could show up, would we know?
Yeah, you would know. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
He's on a stick, a walking stick, so yeah.
You would know because she's a woman. Would have
No.
been quite funny.
No.
Welcome to the sauna, the laundry room,
Yeah, it is hot, yeah.
the changing room too. I call it a laundry room. There's more stock and storage in here than I previously noticed.
Yeah, that's quite a bit, yeah.
How are you?
I'm okay.
This has been, I think, other than Stan, because Stan kept putting me off for a long time. You've been in the diary for such a long time, and we've stuck to that date, which I'm really excited about, because I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
And this is a real plan coming together. You've watched the show before, I understand.
Yes.
We're going to be going through lots of those questions, but ultimately, it's just a conversation with yourself and your journey so far. Looking trim.
Try it.
What was it that drew you to the MANvFAT program?
It was probably Gavin Edwards.
Yeah.
I'd known Gavin previously in a job, and I'd seen his picture pop up on a forum, and I seen him playing football. I said, "You playing football now, yeah?" And he mentioned, "Yeah, MANvFAT." I thought, "This sounds good because I could do with losing some weight, and also I used to play a bit of football." So I thought it's a win-win for me.
Your knowledge of the game, and I don't know if this is because my knowledge of the game is so little, but your knowledge of the game is vast. Do you have a history of playing the game, like different roles and things?
Yeah, obviously I've played different positions. Obviously I'm a bit older than you, quite a bit older than you. So yeah,
A couple of years.
only a few. So for me, yeah, I played a lot when I was younger. Played at a decent level, Welsh League.
Yeah.
And things. So yeah, my dad played when I was young, so I was following my father when I was 4 or 5 years old, going to watch games.
For those that don't know, we played an 11-a-side game recently, and a third of the game I played without Jeremy coaching me from the side, and a third of the game I played with Jeremy coaching me from the side. And it's so helpful to me because I'm not a huge football fan. It wouldn't be my first thing if I was sitting down to chill out. Wouldn't put football on. It wouldn't be my go-to. I enjoy it and I love playing it and I love MANvFAT, but it's not. It doesn't get me going like it does lots of men. And it was a hugely beneficial experience for me because it just means you're not rubbish. And you can do the job that you're assigned. If someone asked me to play sweeper at once, I don't know what sweeper is. Have you got a brush for me? Is what I said to him. So thanks for that.
No, you're welcome.
How has that translated for you in terms of, because you played a high standard before and now this is a very different kind of football in terms of there's an added weight loss element?
For me, the weight loss is the most important. Playing football again is a bonus for me. Because I got injured when I was younger. I had problems from there, stopped playing in my mid-30s. So when I joined MANvFAT, it's probably the first time I played in probably 12 years.
Wow.
So that's a bonus for me to be able to play again, but the draw for me is the weight loss, plus the community feel here. It's great no matter what side you're on, whether you're purples, greens, blacks, everyone is helpful.
There's a real spirit, right? And there's a real willingness to succeed, I think, from everybody, not just for themselves, but for their immediate colleagues as well.
Absolutely.
What a shit word. Their immediate players.
Well, it's about, yes, your team. Obviously you want to do well for your team, but it's the whole community as well. And it's putting MANvFAT Newport out there and long may it continue.
Where were you when you joined in terms of your weight as opposed to now?
For me, well, I was just over 100 kilos when I joined. For my frame, which is 5'9", is pretty big. So hopefully this week I will hit my 10%. So for me, that's great going since October.
You've not weighed yet, no?
No.
So coming to sit in this room for 20 minutes
There's
is...
a method in my mind. So hopefully get the 10% this week or next week, and just continue from there. But for me, is I'm one of the older guys here, is a lifestyle change as well. It's about keeping the weight off, keeping motivated, and enjoying myself.
What's your goal now? Do you have is there an end goal? Is there a stake in the sand?
I'd like to obviously keep playing as long as I can, given that I stopped playing so young. For me, I'd like to get down to where I was when I was probably in my late teens.
Which was?
That would have probably been, waist-wise, probably a 32-inch waist
Okay.
for me. Probably around the 11.5 stone. So that'd be ideal. But anything I do is a bonus compared to where I was.
For sure, which is fantastic. So if you're talking to somebody who isn't quite sure about joining MANvFAT, they have problems with their weight, they're not quite sure where they see themselves tackling that problem, what would you say to them in terms of MANvFAT as an option?
For me, I'd say you've got nothing to lose. I watch Phil's comments. For me, look at the podcasts and people's stories. Come down and see the guys. Seeing is believing. It's amazing what you can do when you've got support and accountability within a team environment. It challenges you and pushes you to do better.
If we could just, I normally end with that question, but just to circle around to the community spirit and the community side of things. For me, it's something that doesn't really exist anywhere else. And there are weight loss communities, right?
Yes.
But I've not known a weight loss community that has a team element to it, and sort of applying that team element to possibly the oldest traditional competition in the book, right, which is football.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone that thinks, I don't know what that community spirit would be like? Could you sum it up for us in a few short sentences?
Everyone is helpful. That's the first thing. Everyone's there.
Even Gavin Edwards.
Gavin Edwards is great. Express yourself. Everyone is helpful. That's the first thing, and there to support you, which is primarily to get your mind focused, and then obviously you can get yourself focused on your loss of weight and your mental health. So it's great. But everyone will do everything they can to support you. The community is there for everyone, not just for one person. It don't matter, as I said earlier on, if you're on a purples, if you're on the blues, everyone's supporting you, and we've got the WhatsApp groups, which is great for the weight loss march support and the whole group as well.
There's a story that when this goes out, I think I probably would have shared, but I've recently gone through a breakup in my life, and I was in a really, really, really dark place, and I dealt with that by mainly eating, but also just isolating myself from people and not really wanting to do much anymore. And I made the decision to start telling people, and so when people started to find out about what happened, they were reaching out to me more and more, especially from MANvFAT, almost exclusively from MANvFAT, and they wanted to check I was okay, they wanted to do things, and none of it was let's go on a night out or let's go for a pint. It was all, do you want to talk to me? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go and do something that doesn't involve putting poison into your body? Really helpful stuff.
Yes.
And I made the decision a few months after that then to start saying yes to more things. And over the course of a weekend, I spoke to / did something with a member of each team in this league.
Yeah.
And I reflected on it on the Monday. I was running with Ross from the blue team, and I just thought, there really is a ready baked community here, and it does take courage to reach out and use it.
Absolutely, and that's where Gavin, express yourself. I've got to give kudos to Gavin. Obviously, he's got his own battles.
3 million %.
I've been there. I've had my own battles with mental health. I've spoke to Gavin, and I find it very helpful to talk to people when you've had the same issues. It's a man thing, I think, where we don't express our feelings, and mental health is a taboo. And it's glad now with everything, with Express Yourself and everything in the press, that men are prepared to talk about.
I think it's changing massively, and I think conversations like this in our immediate circles are having all that more positive impact on.
Absolutely.
I think it is okay, and I hear people talk about it so much more, and it really warms my soul, because I just think that's the first step to easing your own burden. And it's a football league, right? And we have tons of fun in the process as well. So the benefits are endless. Thank you so much for joining me on the couch. We're happy to sit here after the camera goes off. We want to lose a few more pounds. That's absolutely fine, but we'll cut it there. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem at all.